Well, this definitely falls into massive doubleheader territory. We finished the week with two games against Liverpool in the Premier League, the current champions, the side who are top and clear at the moment. And then we go to Chelsea in the Carabao Cup quarter-final, the one domestic trophy that still eludes us. The January window is round the corner and a chance to refine our squad if we're close, but at the moment, we're just not finding enough big wins, and it might well cost us the title again. Yes, hello, and welcome along to part 149 of Saving Southend with me, Daniel. Today, bizarrely, in a 3 p.m. untelevised kickoff, imagine that if you will, the two teams that have the last five Premier League titles between them, Liverpool and Southend United, the current top two. I've got a feeling this wouldn't be a Saturday 3 p.m. in real life. We also then get through two big games off camera before heading to Chelsea in a Carabao Cup quarter-final. A side that haven't had the best start to the season after a good one last year. Alex Neil is their manager and he's the man who will be trying to stop our dream. How on earth we pick our team selections through this, I have no idea. It'll probably depend on this Liverpool result, as that will determine whether we've got a genuine title chance or not. They're well clear in terms of points and goal difference, so if you're looking forward to seeing if we can close the gap, and please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let's start by having a very quick look at the schedule, because we played one game off camera. You were with me as we had that narrow defeat to Arsenal after the brilliant win at Atletico Madrid. It was sort of in between the two. A bit of a dud at United a few days later. No doubting that Cuzqueta was man of the match. We were the second best team. Elmi not back to fitness and form yet. Joe Wills can't do 3 games in a week. And we look toothless in front of goal as a result. 0-0 was the scoreline. We've now got a home game against Liverpool, and this is going to be a real test. Both without a couple of key players, we're without our left back, and you know that we're a little bit short in that area. So Andre will probably have to come in. If we have a look at the squad for today's fixture, it's a lot of heavy match loads. I'm not so worried for this one because I'm going to rotate fully against Rennes, but I am a little bit concerned that certain people make it through to start with. So we're going to bring in a centre half, Lewis Herbert for Akoski, who's just knackered, needs a week off. We're also going to take Giancarlos out, who's injured, for Andre. Roy Curley will get his place on the bench as a result of that. There are a few other decisions to make too. Both left wingers are massively out of form. We've got to choose between the three strikers, but I'm trying to play Elmi back into form. And then we've also got to make decisions in the more midfield areas. Kivrakidis probably coming back in here. And I might go for a full change with Marciano, who's looked the most promising in recent weeks. Other than that, I'm not sure we're going to do a great deal, other than just strengthen the bench where possible. So Ivo Torres will get a complete rest for this one. The rest of the bench pretty much picks itself. This is the 11 we're going for. In the battle of the top two, it is Cuzqueta, now the star of the show in goal. Andre and Memic, the fullbacks, with Hansen and Herbert as centre-half. Don't really want to go into this game with an unfamiliar back four, but here we are. Katala and Adamson, the wingers, with Marciano and Kivrakidis in the centre. And up front, it is Nana Fair and Liban Elmi. Nana Fair has not scored in his last three. He scored one at Atletico. He scored one in his last four. And Liban Elmi, since returning from injury, he has not scored in his last three. His last goal was against Brighton in a cup before injury. Not a good sign for us, but let's go and get through to it. Look, this is going to be a very tough game. Liverpool have overtaken us as the best side in the country. We just need to try and get the result and put a bit of pressure on. Well, 5 changes for Marco Rose's side. 2 original players from the game in Zaire Emery and Junior Krupi, who we of course knew from our Twitch save. On the bench, none of the remaining Liverpool players. No Ben Doak, none of that. Looks like they've all finally moved on. No, Marconi has dropped as well. At the back, they've got 3 players we've tried to sign out of their back 4. And Milosevic in midfield, now one of the best in the world, after we missed out on him for a few million quid to them. Let's go and get through to the first half at Steve Tilson Park. I'm not particularly hopeful in this one. I would say I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm certainly not expectant. If we can get a win, though, we are right back in it with a chance of the title. And that's what I really want to regain this year. Whereas Liverpool early doors with a throw on the left-hand side. The skipper Buckley finding Junior Krupi. Then Mezza's got space to run into with Zaire Emery. Up to Smith and now Milosevic. Margins in a Krupi. Look at the speed they're moving the ball. And Cuzqueta makes a good save down to his left. Might have been going wide anyway, but he wasn't to know. It's out for a corner kick, which Cavalcante will take. Outswinging delivery into the front post. Herbert does well with it. Adamson flicks onto Katala. Now can we make it count on the break? No, we can't. We're stopped pretty much immediately. With 10 gone, Liverpool have had the best chances. Well, the only positive I can take from today so far is that Arsenal are losing again. They lost a shocker in the week. I think they lost to Hull, actually, who are up in 5th place. But it does mean that we've got a chance to be clear in the top 2. And if we're not going to be the title winners, if Liverpool do win this, we can then reprioritise with other competitions. Smith gets the ball across there to Cavalcante. It's a brilliant save. If it wasn't for Cusqueta this year, we could well be mid-table. He's been that good. As Kivrakidis chips up towards Fair, that's awful. Just looks a little disjointed at the minute, doesn't it? Not had a shot on target yet. There's no doubt that Liverpool have been the better team. And they are the one team in the country that can just take the mick out of us if they want. Thankfully, we've managed to keep the score down so far. Hansen actually the best player on the pitch. But can we get one? A smash and grab from a set piece. Up to the back post to Lewis Herbert. He doesn't often miss those, to be fair to him. The good corner delivery. We're getting it right. We're just not finding that final touch. As Armin Memic with a free kick. Just inside the opposition half. Plays a 1-2 with Kivrakidis. It's back to Hansen. We're trying to be patient. We're trying to wait for the right opportunity. Katala finds Marciano, who drifts wide. Here he gets to the byline. Both strikers in the middle. 2 on the edge, including Katala. And it deflects in off the centre half. It's a bit of a gift, but we'll take it. We go 1-0 up against the run of play, but a really nice move, that one. And Katala Marciano just switching positions, causing trouble. Arsenal are 4-0 down at Fulham. Where has that come from? Fulham are right near the bottom. Arsenal were up in the title race a week ago, and they have spectacularly fallen apart. At half-time, we're going to say, I don't want complacency. Kivrakidis, why have you turned into Bernberg with the stress? Just get your motivation levels up. Just relax and enjoy it. So that result is sending Fulham out of the relegation zone, and Arsenal possibly down to 4th. As Andre gets the ball to Marciano early in the second half. We saw the end of the last episode, didn't we? Herbert passing it straight to the Arsenal striker for a 1-0 win. Let's hope we can avoid that today. We'll try and get Elmi to the hour mark. Doesn't look like he's going to score yet again. Our strikers don't really look in form, but given the injuries we've had, Elmi's not match fit. And Fair's played pretty much every game for 2 months. He's probably knackered and on the cusp of an injury himself. As Memic gives it away in his own half. I know Herbert made the one in the last game, but Memic, so often he gives the ball away. Adamson gets it up to Elmi. Oh, come on. He's just come back from injury. That's a disgusting tackle. Ferguson sent off, rightly so. That's a disgrace. He knew what he was trying to do there as well. We'll get to the hour mark and then we might have to protect him. I think we're going to take him off. We'll take Adamson off on the left-hand side as well. Not going to go mad with the substitutions for now. Katala's knackered on the right. So should we just go fresh with Robertson? Because, look, they are going to be a little bit fatigued. They're going to have to chase the game, even though they're a man down and 1-0 down. So I feel like getting fresh legs out wide might make the difference. Memic looks knackered at right back now. There's 20 remaining. He's going to come off for Vucic. Then the final sub probably will be Nana Fair. But I don't know how I get him off and make the tactic work yet. So it might be, if we get to the final 10, we bring on a holding mid or a centre mid instead. Or we change plan because Marciano's got injured. Leighton Muscat will get a run out. 10 minutes to go. Fair will have to do 90. Full rest from the squad in midweek. But can we hold on against 10-man Liverpool? They're going to try and push these last 5. We've got to try and hold them off. Simpson goes back to his centre half. It's into midfield for Schmid. Don't do this to me from the long ball. Andre deals with it well. Vasquez into Wills. Had a solid game at left back, Andre. Hansen's been the star of the show though, as Joe Wills carries it forward. Down the right-hand side, finds Jorg Robertson. Bit fortunate there. Robertson to the byline. Back to Wills. 2 in the middle. Back to Muscat on the edge of the box. Leighton Muscat in. Might want to leave in January, but he gets his first goal of the season now. And that could not be more perfectly timed. Does give us a question mark and a few headaches when it comes to prioritising competitions. But it's definitely got us back in the title race, which is all the more important. Long free kick forward. Can we make it 3 now? Muscat gets the ball back, and if we can catch the goal difference, that would be lovely. Ivucic into Robertson. 2 in the middle. Can he find them? Jumps the challenge of Meza. What a bizarre touch that is. Robertson goes in, off the keeper, off the defender, and off the line. Almost 3-0. Would have been deserved as well. This has been a really good performance second half. Yes, it's against 10 men now, and it's been pretty easy. With 7 minutes added on, we're going to get the win and we're going to move back within 2 points and within 5 on the goal difference. Really important victory that for our plans this season. We want to try and get the title back, and that just gives us a sniff now moving into a tough midweek. Everyone will get a rest against Rennes. No idea against Sheffield United. Marciano will be out for a few days, so he'll be fit by the time we're next back. We are going to return after 2 games off camera for the Carabao Cup quarter-final. The one trophy that I've still got to win. Well, now we've almost reached the end of the save. Time, of course, to get a youth intake preview with what apparently is going to be a promising fullback in. We've also got players being linked with Saudi, which is a concern because we've not often been able to stop those deals before. And we've got some injury concerns as well. Carlos Fair, Kivrakidis, all struggling, and Teddy Ivanov, sorry. He said Peter Ivanov, Teddy Ivanov, not quite back yet. Let's go and have a look at the 2 games off camera though, because really good performances, albeit with their problems. A 3-0 win away at Rennes to back up that brilliant Liverpool win a moment ago. Muscat, Elmi and Paul James, one of 2 youngsters alongside Alfie Barnes I chucked on the bench. Brought him on with 10 minutes to go, out of position at right back incidentally. Came on, long shot rating of 5, smacked one in from 20 yards. Don't know what to say, but a brilliant effort. And he's a professional personality, so at least he will reach his potential. A wonderful moment for him. And nice to get Elmi back on the score sheet too. Nana Fair got us off the mark away at Sheffield United after we'd had a couple ruled out, disallowed early on. He did get injured in the process of scoring that though. We actually chucked Your Robertson up front second half just to try and protect people. We also took Hansen off the centre half, chucked Memic in the middle, things like that. Lewis Herbert eventually wrapped it up in the 99th minute. So we now go into this Chelsea game in the middle of a tough week because Hull still flying high up in 6th place, albeit their results have just slightly dropped off in the last couple of weeks, but that's only because they've played United and Liverpool. And we now go to Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, a side who are 14th in the league, are really struggling in some of their games. But again, you look at their last 5 defeats. Liverpool, us, Hull City, who are 6th, Tottenham and Manchester City. They've generally been okay. They even lost before that against Arsenal and before that away at Brighton. So they've had a lot of tough matches this season. Let's go and get through to the fixtures, see how we get on. Because if we look at the quarterfinals, I was gutted yesterday. Liverpool got past Charlton on penalties. If Charlton had won that, I would have started to believe. Newcastle through as well, who have beaten us in a Carabao Cup final before. And then it's Sheffield United or Derby. Of course, I want the winner of that in the semis if we get there. Let's get through the tactical meeting though and see how many of our team are fit. Because Chelsea are a very decent team. Makoko and Neves, 2 original players from other clubs that are still there. Tashima at right back is just about the best defender in the world. Albeit he's 5'10" and can't jump, so has been converted to a right back. And we've got a few players who are going to be incredibly fatigued after the weekend. We tried to rotate as much as possible, but there's only so much we can do at the minute. With that in mind, let's adjust this 11. We're going to bring Adamson on the left for Vasquez, neither of them in any sort of form. In central midfield, I was going to go for Kivrakidis, and I will, instead of Bernberg. And then the other one, Marciano, he's been doing okay. Going to leave him in. Wells drops back out for Liban Elmi, who obviously got that goal last midweek. Vucic drops back out for Memic. And Soren Hansen. Why am I calling everyone Peter? Soren Hansen has got to watch out at centre-half. He's got a heavy match load. On the bench, I will leave Bernberg out, I think, and just leave Torres and Muscat there. Muscat's actually playing really well in recent weeks, starting to work his way back into contention. We've got Robertson and Vasquez as sub-wingers, Wills as a sub-striker, and a mix of 3 defenders who can do the job. I'm not going to take the usual risk and go for McNaughton in this game because I want my strongest keeper in, because Queta's been remarkable, and if we get to a shootout, I'll trust him to save us. So this is the 11 we've gone for in full. Carlos, the only one I'm really gambling on. We're going to try and get him through this. We'll play Andre at the weekend. But the other changes from the Liverpool game, I'm not actually quite sure. Hansen will have played that one, so maybe it's only in midfield. Otherwise, we wouldn't have changed that much, and Elmi back in for Wills. Let's see how we get on in this one. A big trip to Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. The one trophy I haven't won yet, and I really want to get it wrapped up. So let's see if we can go and do the job at Stamford Bridge. Well, 6 changes for our host tonight as Alex Neil's side drop out one of our former players, Andrea Senzio, who is now on the bench. No other originals other than Lavia, who is sitting on the bench too. but Neves and Makoko, the stars in the lineup. So let's see how we get on against a Chelsea team that's been poor this year. I'd like to hope we can come out on top, but we've had a lot of frustrating days this season. We've had a lot of low-scoring games, which has been unusual for us. I'm just hoping we can find that real moment in front of goal. Fair and Elmi, both fitness doubts. Elmi, not really back to full sharpness yet. Not played 90 since he came back. And Fair, to be fair, picked up a knock at the weekend and didn't look great as he came off at half-time. As Katala gets down the right-hand side. Chance to cross. Elmi's in there here. Chance to get it down for Adamson. And that's an even better goal scorer. Because Ryan Adamson and Vasquez, the two left wingers, have had a shocking couple of months. And for Adamson to get the first goal is a really big moment for us. Nice assist for Elmi as well. And that is the perfect start. 7 minutes gone. And we're 1 up on Chelsea. Now don't concede from the kickoff. We've been here before, haven't we? Arcos picks it up in the middle. Switch to Makoko. Overlapping fullback is not being tracked. We forced them back to the centre half. Eventually, though, it's dragged into João Neves. Marciano, brilliant defending. And make sure you don't do anything silly, because Quetta with a big kick downfield. Liban Elmi's up, but he doesn't win it. Come on, Tashima's 5'10", his jumping reach is 6. Elmi's supposed to be one of the best jumpers in English football. Get up and win the header, man. João Neves picks it up to Forrester. If ever attributes meant nothing, eh? Jacko gets it back at centre half. And Chelsea keeping the pressure on. It's one of those long highlights and it makes me worry. Deflected shot onto the post. Keeper had no idea. Soren Hansen gets away with that. Stays 1-0 after 10 minutes. We've had a few concerns there as Kivrakidis chips a free kick in. And the two centre-halves combine. I thought Herbert had just stayed on. But the flag went up, which has me worried. VAR might save us. I don't think it will. Yeah, normally they stick with the assistant there. 1-0 it remains, but that was a lovely little routine from the set piece. Well, a quarter of the game gone, and Chelsea have piled players forward for this corner kick. They're going for the near post again. Heinz has won it, and Dan Evans heads in. We have not conceded many from set pieces this year. We've really tightened up in that regard. But what a time to do it in a tie that matters. Chelsea have been the better side. I don't think we can argue overall at the fact that they've equalised here. And they are on the front foot again. It's just, it seems like destiny now. We've only carried on this save because I'm so annoyed I haven't won a Carabao Cup. And it looks like it's going to happen again. It's becoming an incredible disappointment of all the trophies to not be able to win. Oh my God. Wow. Sometimes your name's just not on it. Narcy turns from 35 yards, smashes it down the centre of the goal. And Cusqueta's beaten all ends up. What the hell do I say about that? I can't do any more. I cannot do any more than that. 5 minutes to the break. Chelsea lead 2-1. And I just don't know what to say. I just cannot find a way to win this competition. Through the dressing room. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. Pull your backsides into gear and get yourselves the result. Asensio is on at right back, our former player. We'll go to the hour. Then we'll think about changes and go in attacking. But I don't know that we've got a great deal on the bench to change this game. As Evans picks it up in midfield, the man who got them back on terms. And it's been all Chelsea since the equaliser. Looks like a real confidence problem for us. Heinz goes wide to Edmar. Inside to Evans. Kivrakidis nicks it. That's good. But now how do we turn it into attack? We're just drifting back towards the edge of our own box. There's patience and then there's just playing around waiting. Hansen. Come on, somebody work it forward. Marciano. That's a bit of a poor ball, but Adamson just about nicks it. Elmi plays a clever 1-2 round the corner. Adamson to the byline, 3 in the middle. Liban Elmi's one of them. Oh, he's hit the woodwork. Elmi does not miss headers from 6 yards when he's fully fit. That is a big, big concern. Because we've basically pinned our hopes on him now. We have started to turn the tide, though. That's the only positive. Memic throws into Katala. Cutting in on his left side. He's into the box. Great effort. Straight at the keeper. Was just hoping someone would run and get a nick on that. It didn't happen in the end. We're past the hour mark. And I think we're going to have to go for it now. Let's go attacking. Let's throw off. Fair for Wills. We'll go Wills and Elmi up front. We'll also take off Carlos at left back because he's just knackered. We'll put Andre on in his preferred role. Inverted wing back on attack. Just going to really throw the hammer down. We're going to take off Gatala for Robertson on the right hand side. I'm going to take off Kivrakidis for Ivo Torres in the middle. And I'm going to take off Memic for a Vucic on a yellow card just to protect us when we're all out attack. 25 minutes remaining. Chelsea lead by 2-1. We've come back into it a little in this second half, but not enough to get too excited as Andre throws into Adamson. The sub finds Andre again. Lovely touch across to Elmi. That's got to be a penalty. Why would he go down 2 yards out with a free shot on goal? Marciano gets it again to Robertson. Can we still make this chance count? Ivusic delivers. Adamson's at the back stick. Nowhere near it in truth. Torres goes down the line. Out on that left-hand side. Forced back to Andre. He goes back to Herbert. Lovely football. Andre's really running the show. Marciano to Robertson. Got to score. York Robertson does. He's had a really poor season. He's been pushed out of the team by Katala despite being a better player. But York Robertson has delivered a big moment. And it's 2-2 with still 20 to go. We're going to keep on pushing. I want to try and nick this one. We're just over 10 remaining. It is Torres in possession in our own half. We're not in the area of the pitch we want to be, but we've got the ball, which is a start. As Adamson works it forward to Marciano. Into the Chelsea half we go. Wide to that man, York Robertson again. And he smashes it off the woodwork. Tipped over by the goalkeeper. It's still 2 apiece, but we're really threatening. And we know who's up at that back post. Elmi and Herbert are waiting. Just find them. Herbert's up, beaten to it. Chelsea will get it away. Forrester to clear. They just make do. 10 minutes to go. They're battling for their lives. We have really performed well in these latter stages. As Adamson gets it to the back post. Elmi's up. Asensio's there. And he's missed it. And Joe Wills doesn't even do anything. It's hit his leg on the way down and gone in. It dribbles over the line. And an Asensio mistake is all we need to turn this game around. Back to a balanced mentality. Let's just see out the corner with Wills. Elmi's up at the back post. Is anyone there? It's a handball. Referee's looking at VAR. It's got to be a penalty. Elmi's about to head the ball in, or at least on target, hopefully. Penalty's got to be awarded and is. Who's going to take it? Up steps, right-footed. I think it's Joe Wills. It's not. It's Marciano, the midfielder. Here he comes in the bottom corner with speed. The power he hit that with had the goalkeeper beaten. And the Chelsea Carabao Cup dream is over. Southend are still in with a chance at their first one. We've been to 2 finals in a row and lost them. This has to be the year it changes. Watch us get Liverpool in the semi-finals. Andre dealing with that defensively. We're into the final 15 seconds before stoppage time. And the 2 fresh fullbacks have made a huge difference. Ivusic to Robertson and Elmi. Robertson can't make it, but what an impact he's had. We're about to find out how many minutes are added on. 5 more on the clock. If they score here, it'll get nervy. Torres wins it back, but he can't keep possession. It is not the most composed performance still. Asensio, our former man, flying down the right. Cuts inside, has 4 up in support. Chelsea have just chucked everyone forward. And Asensio, showing why we showed him the door. Andre's picked up a knock, which doesn't help us. But we're through comfortably by 4-2. Comfortably in the end, not overall. We'll take it. Let's find out who we get in the semis. We'll be back in a moment to have a look at the schedule. Well, Everton are held despite a late equaliser against Spurs in their Premier League game, which means it's now us and Liverpool at the top of the tree, 4 clear of Arsenal, 2 clear of Everton with a game in hand. But let's have a look at the inbox. Who are we facing? Semi-finals. When do we get the draw? When do we get the draw for the Carabao Cup semi-final? Let's go and have a quick look at the schedule. It is Friday. We haven't got a game before then. So let's see who we're facing before deciding when we'll be back. Because if it's Liverpool, that's going to have to feature. Well, Carabao Cup semi-final draw. Let's see who we're going to be facing. We'll do it in real time, I think. We'll go for speed ×3. Let's see who's going to be first out. Dominic Szoboszlai hosting. Well, let's hope he doesn't fix it for Liverpool, eh? Southend United will play. Don't be Liverpool. Don't be Liverpool. Newcastle United. Do you know what? That's all right because they're a side that over one game can beat us in a final. In a semi-final over 2 legs, I'd fancy us. Sheffield United have Liverpool. Hopefully they can cause a shock. If only Liverpool had gone out to Charlton, I'd have really fancied us as favourites here. But now we've got a big Carabao Cup semi-final to focus on. Where has it fallen in the schedule? Second leg is at the end there. Hang on a minute. Am I going insane? There's no first leg. When is the first leg being played? 10th of January. Oh, so it still says Wolves at the moment. So the first leg's going to be there. And then the second leg is apparently going to be just after transfer deadline day. So that's what we've got to come back for, isn't it? We've then got them in the league that weekend. it's got to be the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. Unless we absolutely batter them in the first, which I doubt will happen. That is when we're going to be back. It's a few games away, but it's going to be worth it because we have got a chance. Just 3 games away and 2 games away from a third successive final and a chance to finally end the drought in this competition. If you enjoyed this one, though, 2 really good performances. The Liverpool one was exemplary. And please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you thought of our chances this season. Can we win the Premier League back? And can we win that Carabao Cup? The elusive Carabao Cup. Please, just let it happen this time. Are we going to play in every game again, or is something going to go wrong down the line? Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. But in the meantime, subscribe and turn that notification bell on to stay up to date as we find out all the answers over the next couple of weeks. We'll also be back on Monday with the coach's head. An interesting season over in Portugal there. Having fun with our new club. So come and join us if you haven't already and get involved with that save too. We've also got live content on the Twitch channel where we'll be live in the morning as always. That's up in the eye above. And there's also the football podcast with more championship predictions tomorrow as there's a full midweek fixture list to look forward to. Thank you very much for watching and your support as always. And I'll see you again here next time as we try to edge closer to finally winning a first Carabao Cup.